Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me is my co-host,
Chris Weir. Welcome, Nasty Nation, to the Fart Cave.
Fart Cave.
Down here with Billy DeVore and Bunsen the cat.
Bunsen, he is going to be, I feel it. He's going to hop up here, and it's going to be really cute.
Yeah.
And that's just quality content that the audience craves.
Yeah, we need some more animals
Yeah.
on here. I think that's really going to pop off with Instagram. So if you hear any cat noises, it's just a cat.
It's just a cat.
Yeah.
There he is. He's coming around. There he goes. But yeah, we got Bunsen. And then all we need is Zach Cozart's donkey.
Oh, yeah, that's all we need. I mean, I got, Jose Altuve's donkey back there. Do we need a Zach Cozart's one? I mean, I just got some other players.
I think we do. Oh, man.
He's going to come up here.
He's making the leap. I see it. I could feel it.
He was upstairs. Normally have the door shut, but he was clawing underneath it. He's a cat that needs a lot of attention.
He's a cutie though.
Yeah, he's a cutie. It's just he's doing everything. As soon as you don't pay him attention, he tries to get into absolutely everything.
Yeah, he does. Oh, he's smelling the lamp.
You would never do that any other time. You would knock it over. You would never do that any other time.
Buddy, hey, what are you doing? Get over here.
Come on now.
Come on, don't fuck up the lamp. This is great for the audio-only people.
Yeah, I mean, if you could see what's happening here, you'd be really entertained.
You would be. Sooner than later. He's definitely coming over, hopping up on your lap.
Yeah, we're gonna attach a GoPro to him later. Get the Bunsen cam.
Bunsen cam. That's what we need to live stream next year.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
What we could do is we could live stream watch the game, but instead of people seeing us talking, it's just attached to the cat running around the basement.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
I think it's great.
See what he's seeing. Normally he's watching over on the banister over there. It'd be pretty cool.
It'd be really cool. Now he's going upstairs.
All right, adios.
See you, bye.
Now the door's probably shut. I'll open it.
How was your week?
It was really good. Had a good. We were at a wedding together.
We were.
It was amazing. One of our good friends, Logan, got married with Sarah, and it was a wonderful time at a Woodward Theater. Just the absolute best. Great time.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I had one show at Go Bananas with a buddy, Spark Tabor.
Oh, nice.
And the newly crowned funniest person in Cincinnati, Allison Stapp. It was a really fun, eventful week.
There was no stopping her from winning.
No, not at all. Don't Stapp, believe it.
Hey, come on. Yeah, that was the second best wedding I've ever been to at the Woodward.
Oh, yeah. I think I've been to that other one you're talking about.
You have been to the best one. It was me. And the Queen. So, dude, yeah, that was such a blast. And it was so crazy. Logan and Sarah ran into Martin Sheen before they got married. Yeah, did you not see the pictures?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were out doing pictures and shit. And then, Logan looked over and he was like, oh, that's Martin Sheen. And he went, hey, can we get a photo? And he looked and he was like, oh, she's in a wedding dress. Yeah, I'll come take a photo with you guys.
Does he live in... he lives in a building in Cincinnati, doesn't he? Or is it one of his kids?
His kids. Emilio does.
Okay, yeah. I knew there was some Estevez connection in Cincinnati.
Yeah, and so they're all from Dayton.
Okay.
So there's your connection.
Well, that's awesome. So if you get married in Cincinnati, you could have an Estevez photobomb your bridal party.
Yeah, you just never know, man.
You really don't.
You never know.
You can have Charlie Sheen or one of the Sheens pop out of a suitcase, firing off guns.
Chugging tiger blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, sorry. I had lasagna for dinner. It was very good. Alicia made bolo and then made lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
It's fighting.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I had Domino's a little bit ago, or Donato's. It was Donato's up there. I had a nice salad to start off with, and then I ate way more than what I normally would in pizza afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to have some issues.
Yeah, we're both bloated boys. This is going to be a very burpy episode.
Yeah, dude. After that wedding, oh, man, I spent quite a few minutes on the toilet.
Oh, me too.
That was some of the best food I've had at a wedding, though.
Shoot.
So good.
Shout out Wildweed. They're going to be opening up soon, sometime in Over the Rhine. When they do open, you got to go. They're great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Everything at that wedding, food-wise, was stellar. And the cakes looked amazing. I'd never seen cakes like that before in person.
That ice cream sandwich, I've talked about it every day since.
Yeah, I've told people about it.
It's the
crazy.
best ice cream sandwich I ever had. It was like a biscuit, like a thin biscuit.
Like a hard tart biscuit on top. A little.
Yeah, with sesame seeds.
Yeah.
And then a basil mint ice cream with boozy cherries in it.
There was a lot of flavors happening there.
Oh, it was so good. It was unreal. But it was awesome. Well, now I think we're officially in fall. I've worn a hoodie. And you're wearing a hoodie. This is back-to-back episodes. It's officially fall, which I call Fat Boy Summer.
Ooh, girl.
It is just my wheelhouse.
Just that tit sweat time you really like to appreciate when it's just a tit sweat.
It's just tit sweat, and I can walk a few blocks without chafing. Just a plus. It's just great.
Yeah, I love, fat people do appreciate a good hoodie. I mean, it really hides the tits well, and, sweating, it's also kind of easy to hide, too. I mean, you're also getting that nice cool off.
I'll tell you a little secret.
What's that?
Sweating now.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Bolo, baby.
I kind of am a little bit, but I got this hat on.
I always have a hat on, so it's just, Burp number 1, keep track. And, well, I'm also wearing a wool hat, so... Probably
That's
not.
gotta be a little difficult.
It normally doesn't bother me, but when you eat 2 pounds of bolognese, really starts coming through.
Yeah, the wool hat will kind of hold you back there. And I'm also wearing wicker underwear. Everything's just super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm wearing a chainmail wife beater.
Yeah, man, that's really weighing you down. You really got to cut that out.
I know, but I'm so afraid of dragons.
I know, but you're a bitch to travel with. TSA, it's just nothing but trouble.
Sir, can you take your shoes off? Okay, great. Cell phone in the thing canister. Okay. Is there any metal that you could be having go off here? Oh no, just my chainmail.
There you go. I'm sorry, what? What do we do with our medieval armor?
Yeah. Oh, do you mean I can't fly with this broadsword?
I'm with the Renaissance Festival. Come on.
Come on. Didn't you pick it up by the 2 turkey legs I'm carrying? God, now I want to make turkey legs.
I was thinking about the Renaissance Festival because they're all over TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. It's starting to look pretty fun.
Yeah, I guess that the Cincinnati one's the 3rd biggest in the country.
Oh, really?
Someone told me that, and I was like, I believe it. It's a huge piece of land.
Yeah, it's like medieval cosplay for people. Everyone's you got these leather and metal workers out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
And, everyone's just really doing their own thing out there.
Dude, they're really getting after it. What do you got? Yeah, you actually have people who volunteer to go into the stocks and get tomatoes thrown at them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of depraved people. Man, that kind of sounds like you got to be some sort of masochist.
Some kind of cuck, tell you that.
I mean, we're standouts. We've definitely taken the proverbial tomato to the face before, but it also seems like a big, heavily anime crowd too.
Big crossover.
Yeah.
Lots of waifus running around.
Waifus?
Waifu, yeah.
I don't think I've heard that.
Oh, it's they're like those e-girls you see. They're scantily dressed and they go, "Oh, daddy, what would you like?"
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool or whatever.
Yeah.
For some people.
A lot of eyeshadow, Sailor Moon vibes. I get it.
Kitty ears.
Yeah. Kitty ears.
Big stinky knocks.
Leather boots.
OnlyFans accounts. Yeah, the usual waifu shit. Yeah. So I would assume that those are one and the same. They're, it's a big crossover crowd. Speaking of crossing over, Phillies, Braves is what we got on right now. It's the top of the 8th, 1-1 count. And Travis d'Arnaud just hit a dinger and made this interesting. Zach Wheeler was fucking dealing.
Yeah, I think he had one hit given up prior to, I think, that inning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, the Braves getting shut out for a total of, what was it, about 16 innings there? That's pretty unheard of.
Yeah, it's especially with how prolific this offense was. You had, I don't know, 6 players in your 1 through 9 that hit 30 home runs or at least 25 home runs.
Dude, so I know there was a stat up there that showed how long it's been since they have actually gotten shut out at home, and it's just unreal. Years, I think it's been.
Yeah.
And for it to happen, it just seems so bizarre. And I know we're probably going to talk about it later here about, what does that say about, sitting for a while after you've, clinched, going into playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll start with the DS. I mean, not the DS, the wild card round. I mean, sweeps across the board.
Yeah.
Rangers took out the Rays, and the Rays just played terrible defense. Something you didn't expect to see from them after that's like one of the cornerstones of the Rays' constant above mediocre success.
Yeah, they really started booting the ball around, and it just seemed to be contagious with them, and it just wasn't a good thing to watch if you're a Rays fan. So
yeah,
bummer. But
it was also crazy listening to those broadcasts and being like, yeah, Taylor Walls is playing shortstop because he'll be around for a while. It's like, what happened? What's going on?
Just a chapter in that story.
Oh, they're on ABC and they're really trying to skirt it here. And then they mentioned, oh my God, it was so funny. They were like, yeah, and eventually they're like, Wander Franco's on administrative leave, and I was like, go on.
For what?
For what? Oh, you don't want to say, huh?
Yeah, it's a difficult thing for them to talk about. Go figure.
Who would have thought? More people didn't want to talk about Kid Diddlin on national airwaves, baby.
Yep.
So, the wildest thing of that whole series, though, was the lowest attended ever playoff baseball game with 19,000 people there.
That's a bummer. They also have to change that, too, about why are they having it? Was like, what was that, like a 1 p.m. game or something? It was during the weekday. Or they having it at a time. It's just super difficult to make plans to really be able to get to those games. So I just don't see why they aren't having it, until later.
I think it was like it was the 1 o'clock start, and then there was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock for the West Coast. Where I was like, I get it. You want to jam all these games in a day. But the Rays already had bad attendance. But to follow it up with this showing, and then earlier in the week announcing that they're building a new stadium in this right across the street from it.
Yeah, it's like, why? Was there too many seats in this one? What's going on?
Yeah, and the big thing that everyone has bitched about is location. It's in St. Petersburg. It's not like at the main bay. So like, why would you invest all of this money to build a new ballpark in the same spot where you're failing?
Money laundering.
Oh, yeah.
Rich people get richer. There needs to be something done with like the logistical issues in a lot of ballparks where just navigating around is difficult, especially if you're commuting from outside the city. Even just like a little bit, it can be difficult in some stadiums. So yeah, I mean that's a bummer that it played out that way, and I also think like MLB needs to figure out like the best times to really stack these games. I mean, it's going to be difficult to figure out how to do it perfectly, or close to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to see that. You don't want to look out and see empty chairs.
No, and then not everyone's like me, who's going to have like the TV going or 2 TVs and a laptop to be like, okay, I can watch all of this. Like I create my own sports bar in my living room. So in here jamming in 4 baseball games in hopefully 3 days. It's tough. It's, I get it. I don't envy the person who has to make that schedule. I do feel bad for those 1 o'clock and 4 o'clocks because, God, burp number 2 and 3.
Let it out, baby.
Woo. You've got those teams on the East Coast playing at 4 or the Midwest, and then those heavy shadows start coming in later in the game, which just gives, the pitching such a wild advantage.
Yeah, and also thinking too back to the fans about like how that also affects just the players on the field. Where you're really relying on having that additional element of adrenaline coming from the fans and that crowd noise, and also interrupting the away team. That's just something else that is kind of like that you don't get to access too much when you have like low attendance.
Not at all. So I feel bad, but it's also at the same time that was an opportunity to move that team. I know that their TV ratings are really good locally there and around, just because old people want to stay home and watch. But could have moved them to Montreal, a fan base that wants baseball again. So, but overall, bummer to see the Rays go down in 3. But the Rangers, dude, they just have. Well, we'll get to them more later too. But it's just like they just looked like they'd been there before.
Yeah, the Rays put up with a lot of adversity, a lot of people going out with injury and other issues throughout the year. And the Rangers, lead so many categories in the American League is offensively. So, yeah, good on the Rangers. Just keep on trucking.
They made it to the DS without Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And they still look like they have a fighting chance against the Orioles. Maybe even taking the whole series from them. The Twins over the Blue Jays. That was you called that one. And I said that the Blue Jays would represent the AL in the World Series. And boy, howdy, did I look fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, they looked really flat-footed, too. And it's like a 3-game series here. It's really quick, doesn't really give you the extent of, how these teams played throughout the year. But yeah, that's not the Blue Jays that you wanted to see come out, and the Twins took advantage of it and played well.
Yeah, they couldn't score. I mean, the Blue Jays would get folks on, but as soon as someone hit second base, they're like, we forget how to swing.
Forget how to swing, forget how to move our feet, forget to go back to the bag when you got an obvious pickoff play coming.
Oh, God, that was so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
How can you be so unaware of your surroundings, especially in an elimination game when you have runners in scoring position? This is it. This is like, you're finally getting to Sonny Gray. It was like a full count. And the next thing you know, you saw Sonny do the tap.
Yeah.
And then they fucking pulled it right off while Vladdy was sleeping. Which shows you even more, like, how little of a shit he gave this year so far, all the way up until then, just, like, not in it to win it, dude.
Yeah, maybe this will be, like, incentive for next year. Maybe they'll go much further next year, looking back on how they kind of, pissed away an opportunity here through just a lot of bad physical and mental errors. And of course, to talk about, we're going to talk about the pitcher getting taken out here in a little bit. But.
Dude, Barrios, that was such horse shit. He was cruising, one walk, and then they're like, we got to go to the lefty. Like, really? You're taking out a guy who had, like, a sub-1 ERA against his former team?
Yeah, I mean, that's the instance that you see of, like, you're not quite sure where this decision is, like, coming from, if it's analytical, or if they just feel like, okay, as soon as they get, like, in a little bit of trouble, albeit manufactured, or just like a little like, oh, he gave up a walk. Sure. We need to then go to X, Y, and Z plan. But yeah, 47 pitches, and he wasn't struggling at all.
No, he was cruising.
So that made zero sense to me. The only way I can see that making sense is if like it's like a 5-game series, they're up by 2 games, and they're thinking, hey, we want to save him for later because we were doing really well and we're up by a couple runs anyways.
Yeah.
But that was not the case. It's an elimination game that was very... I have no idea why they would make that call.
So fucking stupid. And I think that their analytics said, oh, these guys are terrible against lefties. Well, are you going to bring out a lefty who's a shutdown lefty? No, you're bringing a guy out who needs 14 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah, and there was no issues at that point. He given up no runs, and so there was no reason to change what was working.
No, it was stupid.
But also, they didn't score any runs, so
no, exactly. Which then it's just like, man, you feel bad for the Blue Jays because like their window is closing, and Matt Chapman wasn't who they thought he was going to be this year. So he'll be gone. It'll be interesting to see what the Blue Jays do this offseason. I think that they know what they need, and they're going to go out and spend some money on some bats. And then the Brewers brewered. How nice was that? Just getting snake bitten at home in 2.
Man, they really did. I wanted to see him do a little bit better. It's just crazy to see that. How, again, it seems like they got blown away by another team that is playing a lot more meaningful baseball longer than what they were.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And losing Woodruff, I will give them that. Like, losing Woodruff really sucks. But I think that would have only mattered in a 5-game series because you still had Freddie Peralta, who had a really good year and was having a very good game until the 5th inning and just cruising, racking up Ks. And then just the offense couldn't keep up with the Snakes.
No, the Snakes has been running downhill so far in this postseason, even a little beforehand. I think it's been gaining momentum, for the past 2 weeks from postseason here. So, yeah, I mean, they just got really beaten pretty hard by the Snakes.
God, that's got to suck to be a Brewers fan, knowing that was Craig Kimbrell, sorry. Why am I blanking right now? Craig Counsell's last game as a manager for the Brewers before he goes to New York and manages the Mets.
Oh, wow, dude. That's going to be, because I can see him actually doing, hopefully going some distance with them, or it seems like it's going to be a possibility there. The Brewers here, man, it's just such a bummer. If you're a Brewers fan, I just expected them to go farther and do a lot more, and that's something I'm sure they're really upset. Like, all the pressure's on them at that point. They've had the Central for so long, and then they just had to sit back and wait for everything to kind of fold out ahead of them. and then it's all on them to lose.
Yep, and the Snakes were just like, we're happy to be here. Oh, I mean, I would not assume that's the attitude inside the clubhouse. I would assume as a Snakes fan or someone who's closely followed, like, hey, we're a year ahead schedule. We were supposed to be good, but we weren't supposed to be in the playoffs good.
Yeah, I mean, they might be the few people that don't view themselves as the underdog, and they're playing like, with their heads on fire right now. So it's really cool to see. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of these teams that had a little bit of time to sit aren't doing so good.
Ooh, X-Red Jeff Hoffman just plunked Acuna right in the bow.
Really?
We got one out, one on. Oh, buddy, there is some trouble a-brewing.
Oh, dang. Well,
Hot dang. So, I mean, yeah, it's interesting just to see, like, they have one dominant starting pitcher, Zach Gallen, and then Merrill Kelly's been solid. So it'll be interesting to see how far that can take the Snakes, if they can win games continually like 11-6 or 12-4. That was burp number 5.
Yeah, we'll see how they do in these longer series here.
Then the Phillies obviously took care of the Fish. We all knew that they were overpowered. It wasn't even going to be a close series. And congratulations, Kim Nang, being the first ever female GM to take a team to the postseason. Pretty cool. But
yeah, it is really cool.
It's the only thing that the Marlins can hang their hats on besides showing up and making it and getting the Reds out of there.
Yeah, I mean, good year for the Fish. Some cool stuff. But yeah, they didn't get as far as what I'm sure they'd like to have.
No. But what's very interesting here, again, 3 out of the 4 home teams won. And they were all sweeps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we got to alter this format? I mean, it felt like most of the games weren't competitive.
I say absolutely. We were just watching, I know we're talking about a little bit up top about how the Braves, it took them 16 innings to score. And that just seems just extremely unusual. It's been years since there's been that long of a streak. And you're seeing it when these teams have been going all year, playing and playing game after game, day after day, and then all of a sudden they have to stop and kind of recalibrate. Maybe there is like a little bit of temporary, muscle memory atrophy with them.
Sure.
But it seems like they're getting beat because they just aren't back up to speed. The worst thing to happen for the Reds this season was the All-Star break.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's with the bye round and with these guys, especially within the division series. But I'm saying, like, these 3-game wild card series, man. Like you've got when you win the first game, I feel like it's just the second game. I don't remember if we saw it last year, but it's over if the home team wins the first game, because then it's just easy for them to roll over. They have their number 2 guy ready, and they just roll over and win this next game. So I don't know how you change it and what you can do, but they need to find a way to make these more interesting, for sure.
Yeah, there's going to be, he's been kind of...
He just got on. He was on camera right here.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Snooping around.
You made it, bud. Congratulations.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, they're going to have to kind of refigure out how to do this, because there's definitely some advantages that are playing out. So I would like to see some adjustments be made for next year.
Yeah, and I mean, to roll off your point, too, which was like the bye week. You do need to adjust that, because we did see the Orioles stumble out of the block early. I mean, they did not look sharp or confident against the Rangers. And the Rangers sent out Jordan Montgomery, and then they're sending out... who did they send out? Did they send out a Vol? Who was the first game? That was... Oh, I'm trying to remember. Now I'm looking it up.
Get it, girl.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Because the first game was it Evaldi? God, now it's really bothering me.
I'm not going to help.
I know, you don't need to. Please sit there and just bask in it, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Will do.
Saturday. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at the box score, pulling it up. I watched all the games. I just am having
there's been a lot of stuff going on.
brain fart. Dude, Evan Carter, what a postseason this guy's having, huh? 21 years old, just mashing or walking. He's not taking bad swings. He's looking like he's playing like a veteran out there.
Yeah, a lot of these young players that just have the plate discipline that you normally just see like from a veteran is really impressive. Like, I don't know if it's just the type of discipline they have coming up through these minor systems, or if they're so young it's not even like registering to them like the stage that they're on, because you're just seeing some of these performances coming from like these kids out there on the biggest of stages, and it's really cool to watch.
Andrew Heaney was the first game, and then the second game was Jordan Montgomery. So both have been pitching. Heaney did a good enough job, but then Dane Dunning came in and was Dane Dunning. Mm-hmm. But and then the Rangers bull. Oh, what do we got here? Is that a homer? Is that fucker gone?
Whoa!
Oh, who was that? Austin Riley, 2-run homer.
How about it?
And then they take the lead in the bottom of the 8th.
There you go. See, it's taking a little bit to warm up there.
Man, hopefully the Phillies come back and slug it in the top of the 9th, because that right there, I'm telling you now, that could turn this entire series around, because they had their foot on their throat.
Oh, the entire time.
And that could have just deflated, and then they go back to Philly up 2-0. The series would be over. But now, pitch and change. Was that Reds legend Jeff Hoffman giving up that dinger? I think it was.
No way.
Because we're so used to seeing that happen. Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah, I think it was. But
speaking of former Reds, Kyle Farmer. That's awesome to see him out there for the Twins doing some damage.
Hit a dinger yesterday.
That's really cool.
Push him over the top, splitting it with the Stros.
Yeah, I think he had a couple nice defensive plays as well. So that's awesome.
That is freaking awesome. Man, damn, that's a fucking bummer right there.
No,
damn it. It's all right.
Now we're seeing some action.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, we got plenty of it between the Astros and O's. I mean, the Rangers and O's. I mean, the Rangers tried to blow it yesterday with their bullpen. That was very scary.
Yeah, they had to get some arms up and going at a time they really didn't want to.
They're like, oh, we have to use Leclerc. Great, we have to use our closer. But at least they're up 2-0, and they could take the kids out early, these baby birds. Mm-hmm. They could knock it out tomorrow, and I think they probably do.
You think so?
I think it'll be a sweep. It was just, again, all of that time off for a young team. And when you're in your routine, that's a lot to ask.
I think that once you give a lot of players, especially younger players, time to think, I think that's when stuff starts to go wrong. You start to overly process what's been second nature to you for months. So yeah. Yeah,
100%. Mm-hmm. Then the Snakes kept rolling against dude, how much does it suck? How much it sucked to be Clayton Kershaw. You go out there, you're the ace, you're the guy they're leaning on, you're the vet. Third of an inning, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, gave up a homer.
Dude, you feel so bad for him. Like, oh my God, you feel so small in that mound, I'm sure. Dude, you're seeing people like leaving the stadium before the end of the first inning. That is insanity. You imagine that you're going to see like the Dodgers, this big juggernaut of a team with a first ballot Hall of Famer leading up, and you're fucking getting in your car before even like this second inning.
Tough crowd.
Dude, that is insane. People are like just throwing their Kershaw jerseys out.
They're done with it, dude, because they're used to seeing him be dog shit in the postseason. He now has 194 and a third innings pitched in the postseason with a 4.49 ERA.
That's another thing they're going to change about the postseason. They're just going to tell Kershaw it's still the regular season. No, the regular season goes 180 games.
Yeah. No. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
There aren't no bright lights out here. You're fine. Yeah, it's just a weird time, 5 o'clock. It's fine. Nothing big.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
No big deal. And then there's a chance tonight, bud. I mean, if Bobby Miller goes out there and is dog shit, you could have a 2-0 Snake lead going back to Arizona, and this could be another quick series for another team with a bye.
Dude, that'd be so rad. I mean, it'd be the Dodgers shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, nothing to take away from the Snakes here, but I mean, this team is poised. They should be manhandling the Diamondbacks here. But I can see them, with having momentum here. They've been playing the best baseball they have all year. Yeah. They're a tough team to beat.
And they don't and the Dodgers don't have the starting pitching. Like, no matter what, if the Dodgers were to go to the next round, say that they do tie it up, they do knock out the Snakes. Yeah. Whoever they play in the CS is gonna take them out just because of that lack of starting pitching depth. Yeah. No doubt in my mind. Take that to the bank. Whichever bank you want to go to. Bank of America, U.S. Bank, PNC Bank, Huntington Bank, any bank, take it to it.
All right. I just do Venmo.
I do just PayPal.
Yeah. Are you going to hop up here, buddy?
Yeah, he's coming. I see it. He's plotting, dude.
He's eventually going to do it.
Come on.
I didn't pay him attention, and we're doing our own thing up here, so he's going to have to, interact.
Yeah, he tried to get into the blinds, so...
Yeah.
Hey, pal. It's nice. It's almost like it's a live show. Oh, he's moving his paws. I see that. I see the leaps coming. Then we mentioned Stroh's twins split at 1. Kyle Farmer, dinger. Verlander, first game was vintage Verlander.
He just looks locked in.
Dude, he's like, I'm going to carry this team. I'm doing it.
He's just, zoned out. You can just see, the vibrations, around his brain where everything is just, in a fuzz. Dude, he's great.
He's so good. And he just looks like himself, man. He's back home. He's comfortable. And then Pablo Lopez, dude, came out and hurled an absolute gem in game 2. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. If Verlander is going to be the only dude who steps up for the Stros, and if Framber Valdez did not have a good start, 4 1/3, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks, gave up a homer, and oh my God, I had it written down. Who's going to start game 3 for him? Oh, this is bothering me.
The Stros?
Yeah, I had it all together, and then I
That's all right. I will say Pablo Lopez, just speaking of Verlander before, very similar sort of demeanor they had, in the dugout and kind of on the mound as well when they're just really in their zone. Each calm fellows.
Very calm. Come on.
Come on now. If you're hearing that scratching, that is my cat scratching up the underneath
Star of the show.
The couch.
Star of the show, baby.
Yeah. He's just wanting to play.
Yeah, he is. Christian Javier, done. Good Lord. But again, in the postseason, he's got 32 and 2/3 innings pitched with a 2.2 ERA. So, he's pretty good. He didn't have a great season, 4.56 ERA. He was wildly inconsistent. But
that's as good as some future Hall of Famer, though.
Yeah, hey, could be. So, yeah, man, if they go to Minnesota, Sonny Gray shuts them down, they go up 2-1, and then game 4 at Minnesota, and Minnesota closes it, I wouldn't be surprised. But the Astros are just so gross and veterans, it doesn't seem like they ever get shook.
Yeah, they have the offensive prowess that just knows how to step it up and play this October baseball. To where, I can see Sonny Gray taking this, getting a win for him here. But, the Astros, you can just never count them out. Yeah,
no, you can't. And so, say the Rangers win, say the Phillies pull this out, the Snakes pull this out, and the Twins pull this out. Those are all teams with buys who would be out again.
Yeah.
It's just, I think you just have to find a way to keep it rolling. You got to find a way to keep them pitching. I just don't, and keep them playing. I don't have a solution. But if it's back-to-back years where you're losing 2 1 seeds, I don't know, man. You'd have to figure something out.
I think so too.
I just don't know what it is. But yeah. So now we're going to get into what this is really about. This is about Reds baseball.
Yeah, it is.
It's about Reds baseball. Oh, yeah. Real quick. Do you want to change any of your picks so far? I kind of just walked you through mine, basically.
Yeah, I can keep them rolling there. Who did I really get?
I got you.
They had the Brewers.
Yeah.
That fucked me.
So we got Rangers, O's.
Okay.
You still have the O's, don't you?
Yeah, I still got the O's. I had the Astros over the O's eventually here.
Okay.
Where am I at?
We are...
Division.
We're in the division, yeah.
Yeah, the Astros over the Twins.
Okay.
Okay, O's over the Rays. Well, that's not going to...
Well,
no, I'm going to keep it going.
Keep it the same way?
Yeah, I don't...
Not changing a thing?
I have the Dodgers over the D-backs, but, now that might not happen. If I changed anything... Well... I got Braves over Phillies, too, and I'm not feeling confident about any of these, really. I think the D-backs are going to take the Dodgers. If I had to change one, I would change that. Just from how downhill the D-backs have been playing, and the Dodgers, all the pressure in the world is in L.A.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So I would like to change that. I still think the Astros are going to pull out a win here. Or the Twins, unfortunately. And then, I mean, I want to see the Twins go. But no, that's the only one I'm changing. And I still think the Braves are going to win out. I want to see them win out. But, I mean, it's going to be really tough to beat the Phils.
I got the Rangers taking it. I've got, I think Minnesota. They could do it. If they win tomorrow, they're doing. I like the Twins starting pitching more than I like the Astros starting pitching.
Okay.
I'm pulling for the Twins. I want the Twins, so I'm going to say the Twins.
Yeah.
National League, I still have the Phillies. It's just still going to be the Phillies.
Yeah.
It's always the Phillies are winning the whole fucking thing. I'm not coming off of that.
Okay.
Okay. And I think I'm with you. The Snakes can, if they do it tonight, they pull it off, and they keep playing downhill like you're talking about, playing like kids who don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
They got it, dude.
Yeah.
So then you've got yourself a Rangers Twins World Series, ALCS. Taking the Rangers, and then you've got Phillies and Snakes taking Phillies. And then Phillies win the whole thing in 6.
I can see that happening.
There you go. We did it.
Nice.
Okay. It's the beginning of what we want the Reds to do this offseason.
Okay.
We're starting with number 1. The number 1 thing, it's extension season. This is the most important thing when you have decided that the rebuild is over. It is to solidify those pieces that are going to be here for a while. Buy out ARB years, buy out pre-ARB years, and give them free agent years. And get club options.
Yeah, and we have a list of players here. You specifically have a list of things you'd like to see happen.
Yeah, it's a lengthy list because you have such a young team. And they are ranked by people I want them to, this is a power ranking. Okay? Power ranking. Number 1, extend Alexis Diaz. Number 2, extend Matt McClain. Number 3, extend Tyler Stevenson. Number 4, extend Graham Ashcraft. And number 5, extend Spencer Steer.
Yeah, that's all a lot of great stuff to go off on. First off, Diaz, probably the MVP of the Reds. The longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to get for him and a lot of other players. And again, for him and a lot of other people on this team, what more do they need to show you before you understand that, hey, they're going to be part of your team for the long haul here?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Alexis Diaz has done it back to back. Well, half of, a good chunk of last year and then this year. You know what he is. He's going to be this guy. You also know he's a fucking closer and just a closer.
Yeah.
We're not doing this next year. That'll lead into next week. But no, you have to extend Alexis Diaz. Like you said, he's only going to get more and more expensive. MVP of this team. It's nice to know that you have the end solidified. You know where you're getting to in your bullpen. It always ends with this guy.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, solidified. You got to think of these things like so many different things you got to put a check next to. Okay, we got our closer. We got these starters. We have this middle infield. And I think just checking these boxes here, this is a way to go about doing that.
100%. That's like what we did when we said at the beginning of this year. This was a year to figure out where we're at, where we are, what holes need to be filled. Happens to be that we were an above 500 club while trying to figure that out.
True.
But a lot of those checks have been made. But now you need to start thinking 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 years down the line.
Yeah.
And keep these guys around long enough so you keep your window open and you get them while it's inexpensive and they don't have to overspend to keep them because they're performing at the same level. Is it a risk to take? 100% it's a risk that you have to take. But it's worth it because you built them, you got them here. Now it's time to keep them around. And then that's how you keep a consistent winner going.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities here to take those risks.
Ton, exactly. No. Alexis Diaz is ARB eligible in 2025. That gives you one more season of pre-ARB and then 3 ARB years. Go ahead and buy those. And then add 2 more years. It's a 5-year deal, and then you could also tack on some club options there as well. So that way he sticks around, and by the time that contract is over, he's 32, 33 years old.
Yeah.
Still in a prime position, and relievers can pitch, depending on what happens, a fairly long time.
Yeah.
But that's the guy that you want, that you're like, okay, done. We can just throw that there. Bang. Done.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Matt McClain. If this is his ceiling, that's a great ceiling.
Yeah, and we think, for the most part, this isn't his ceiling. He's still just kicking the tires, this being his first rookie year. You still think he's going to be continuing to build upon what he's done so far and start to really dig into what's going to be, hopefully, an amazing career for, hopefully, the Reds for a long time to come. There's very little, it seems, that he would need to do as far as adjusting any of his mechanics fundamentally at the plate. Has very little things that we need to adjust.
Yep.
Is a great all-around athlete and baseball player. Yeah, he's another dude that, what else do you need to see from him? He's a guy that should be in your middle infield for years to come.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to keep getting better is going to be power. He'll keep developing power. So, yeah, hopefully his oblique's fine. He probably is fine. They just let him rest knowing, hey, man, we want to lock you up and keep you around. So,
yeah,
get him on, well, it's cheap, and buy out those years, have him for a while, make him a cornerstone, and show him that you're going to make him a cornerstone. The other, extend Tyler Stevenson. Now, look, he starts arbitration next year. Is that going to be gone? Oh, what a catch. Holy shit. Oh, no way. Oh. And that's how it ends? Doubling up? Was that Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yikes. That's a momentum shifter right there.
I think we just possibly watched a home run getting robbed and then doubling up Bryce Harper at first base. I got a side angle here, so I couldn't.
It was right up against the wall. Michael Harris II. A guy that was in pre-arb that the Braves extended.
How about that?
We'll get to him in a little bit, but whoa, what a turnaround.
The Phillies just had him.
They had him, and then a sleeping giant woke up.
Tons of power on that team.
Holy shit.
Love
They
it.
were down and out, foot on the throat, ready to go, and now they're going to Philly with some momentum.
Great postseason baseball.
Fuck, that changes. Oh, man.
That's good.
That's great. Wow. Here's the thing. They go back to Philly. Nola's waiting for him, so then they can go up 2-1, and then they have a chance to close out the series. Wow. Perp 7. And, 8. Wow. Incredible. But Tyler Stevenson, ARB starts next season. He's ARB ready. He's going to be your catcher. This is probably going to be one of the... Oh, here it is. Here's the catch. And it is...
Damn.
Wow. And the bull... Hold on. Okay, I thought the gate was open. Wow. Right up against the middle fence. Holy cow. Because that would have tied it.
Yeah.
And Bryce was just going. He was like, I don't think he's catching that.
Was he really that far off?
Whoa, yeah. He was around second.
He was thinking he was going to try to score on that.
Yeah. Shit. You gotta think that that's what you're gonna do when you have one hit that deep.
Yeah, he made a phenomenal play.
Wow.
That is one of the best plays, like in a postseason defensively from an outfielder. That's incredible.
Wow. You know what's really funny is that was right by the Norfolk Southern logo.
Oh yeah.
The people who are responsible for the train derailment up north.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah. So it really knocked the Phillies off their tracks.
It really knocked the wind out of them.
Oh man. Looks like there's some toxic fumes out over there.
Oh no, looks like they can't read that. No, that's how it was before.
Nope, that's normal. That's all just people doing the tomahawk chop. God, it's just disgusting. Knock it off. Dude.
That's wild.
Buy out Tyler Stevenson. Extend him. He did not have a good year last year, and we talked about that, I felt like, ad nauseum, but he is now just your catcher.
Yeah, and I think this too, in terms of not only relieving any sort of anxiety with the guy behind the plate, the pitchers as well, knowing like who's going to be behind the dish for me and who do we have to rely on being the captain for the pitchers, so to speak. So yeah, I think it's another thing of just getting like, your team all set into place here. And yeah, he didn't have the most bounce back year that we wanted to, but you did see flashes of it.
Yep.
And I do think this will help him get to the point of like, okay, one less thing to worry about.
And to fully strengthen up his shoulder.
True.
And I think that he's going to bounce back and be back to his normal self. And you're right, be comfortable. Sorry, I'm in shock right now because, dude, Snake's already up 2-0, dude. In the top of the first with a runner at second.
What in the world?
Yeah.
What are they on?
Dude.
Can the Snakes just completely like bull rush all these teams
It's
through the World Series?
They could, dude. Runner on second here too, pal. Holy shit.
If they win this game, there's no way the Dodgers are going to win the series.
None.
Wild.
So what I would do is I'd buy out his ARB years, buy out all 3 ARB years, and extend him with club options till he's 34. So that's a 6-year deal. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All club options, give him 1 year of buyout, 1 year of free agency, then have a couple club option years just in case he does start to kind of fall off and it's not what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and this shows some sense of loyalty to players because he's one of the most senior members they have in this club. So I think that will also optically feel good to the other players.
Agreed. 4, Graham Ashcraft. I know. Billy, he ended this no fucking way. Dude, they're going to take it up 3-0 in the top of the first. Ha!
What is going on? Oh my God.
Whoa.
Dodgers fans going to start leaving now in this game.
Oh, no doubt. I see some empty yellow seats out there,
See
dude.
some jerseys flying out from the balconies.
Oh my God. Extend Graham Ashcraft. Look, I understand he was hurt at the end of this year and he fucked up his toe and he had to have surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal, dude. He's the real deal. He's a guy that's going to continue to improve. It's the same thing. Get him while he's cheap. He's going to be a 2 or your 3 moving forward. I was saying at the beginning of this year, extend Nick Lodolo. He has been hurt and is going to continue to be hurt.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It's such a bummer. Ashcraft has given you just durability, and I think that's going to be him moving forward. This is the first time he's had a major injury like this, and it's not even that big of an injury.
Yeah, and he got that dog in him.
Yeah. So extend him, buy out. He's ARB eligible in 2026. Buy it all out. Buy out the pre-ARB.
Yeah.
Buy your ARBs. Extend him 2 more years past that.
Yeah.
And then have club options as well. Build that in. And lastly, Spencer Steer. Again, another guy who's pre-ARB, but you know what he's going to be because he was a college bat. He's not. There's not going to be. There's no crazy risk here. This might be a ceiling, but again, another really good ceiling.
Yeah, we put him in the same sort of category as far as a Matt McClain type in terms of what you're getting as far as what their ceiling may be. Also, he seems to be pretty comfortable in the box. Not a lot. There's not a lot of moving parts going on with him in his swing. Yeah, he had a really great year, a phenomenal year for a rookie. He was a rookie of the year candidate. So yeah, I think that would be another guy that if you can lock him up, why not do it?
Right. And then you look at this. So then you think, all right, you've got your ace locked up in Hunter Green.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your 2 or 3 locked up with Graham Ashcraft. You've got your catcher locked up. And you've got your second baseman or shortstop of the future locked up.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And left, right, wherever you want to put Spencer Steer, he plays it, locked up.
Yeah, I like that. Front end, back end, get a guy in a corner, get your middle guys, catcher, boom. It's like you're just having all these positions here figured out.
And for the future, I mean, you're basically replicating the Braves model here. I mean, they locked up Acuna, Albie, Strider, Riley, Michael Harris II, Olsen, Murphy. These guys have decided what their window is going to be, and then they plug in around it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way that you have a maintained, successful winner is you have your pieces that you know are going to win you games that are going to be bang for your buck, are dudes that you develop in-house, extend, buy out ARB. Because the other option is buying free agents and giving them 10, 12-year deals like
Yeah.
the Phillies and Rangers. And the Reds sure as fuck aren't doing that.
No, or we can wait around for a few years, wait for these guys to get more expensive, and then look around and say, boy, wouldn't it have been nice if we locked so-and-so up, a few years ago when we had the opportunity. So you're going to have to take some chances, and we were just looking at the Braves and the deals that they struck with these players that we're seeing now contending, for going deep in the, the playoffs here. They locked a lot of them up when they were at this point in their careers.
Yeah, look at Acuna, dude. 8 years, $100 million. If he were to be on the open market right now, you would sign him for $14 million, probably around $460 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's the value you're getting there is the name of the game, and especially for us being a mid-market team. That's what you have to do, and you need to get to work on it. Especially, you need to get to work on it before they keep getting better, and Scott Boras comes sniffing around, swoops them up, and says, like, well, now you can't buy those years out. You can't have him for whatever you thought you were going to have him for. He's going to free agency, and he's getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is probably like the last year, this past season, for the Reds to not have like that national spotlight on. There's just too many talented people, and of course, Ellie drew a lot of attention from people. But I think this team in general is going to really turn some heads just from the amount of games they're going to win and just the style of play they're going to bring to the field.
And again, Ellie is not on this list, not because we don't like Ellie or we don't love Ellie or we don't think that he can be a once-in-a-generation talent or, because the sky's the limit, but the basement is pretty low on that floor. It's that he's with Scott Boras. That's just not going to happen. That's it. Game, set, match. So you're just... And again, he's not a free agent until 2030.
Yeah.
So you really don't have a whole lot to worry about there. But it's still... It kind of sucks already acknowledging and being like, it's 2023 going into 2024 and knowing that there is for sure a clock.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still got some years with him, and there's some other pieces of this puzzle we can lock up. And then maybe, who knows, depending on how Ellie develops here, if we make an attractive enough team, he could stick around.
Yeah, 6 full years with Ellie. Who fucking knows? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, it's I just think this is the only way that the Reds can maintain and do it. And we'll come back next week with number 2, and we'll be wrapping up these division series, hopefully, too, and get ready to talk about the CS. So let's round third and head for home, shall we? What do you got coming up, partner?
I will be back at Go Bananas here on the 26th through 28th. I'll be featuring for Renan Hirschberg. That should be fun if you like joke writing. He's a terrific joke writer coming after that. And then, of course, I plugged this a few times, but St. Louis Flyover Fest, November 9th through 11th. Come check it out. Billy, what do you got?
I've got gas.
Gas, yeah, you do.
And I've burped 9 times through this episode.
I think we've been fighting gases. You ever seen those photos of where salt water meets fresh water?
Yes.
I just think that's just been our farts and gases right here. Just a hot and cool waves going back and forth.
Dude, it feels like it's olive oil and balsamic vinegar mixing.
Oh man, we got some gumbo.
Oh, I'm worried about this fart.
Yep.
Oh!
Farts aren't supposed to have lumps, Billy. Come on.
I think the mic picked it up. I hope it did.
No, it better. I mean, my stool definitely picked it up. My stool picked up your stool.
Next Tuesday, I'm at Wild Eye Brewing in Indianapolis, and that's what I have in the books at the moment. So that might change next week. We'll find out. So
nice.
Thank you so much for, listening to all that stuff. We'll start with In the Clutch. Get all your MLBPA stuff. We've got some really cool MLBPA playoff themed shirts that are super fun. We have one. It's just the Nick Castellanos doing the bird.
Oh, that's a good one.
And it just says put a ring on it.
Nice.
It's pretty sick. And then not just that, Savannah Bananas. We've got Negro League Museum tees. I'm going to wear that hoodie next week so you can kind of get a peek of what we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Nasty Boys, all caps, 10% off. Do it up. Thanks to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. Chris, thank you for joining me and doing all this fun stuff.
Hey, anytime.
And thank you for watching, listening, whatever you may do, and however you consume this. Thank you. So as always, go Red Legs.
See you next time, Nasty Nation. Go Red Legs.